Hello, everybody, and welcome to this monthly edition of the Astro Tarot Predictions. I'm Julie from Maison Jupiter, and I'm here with my lovely, lovely sister. How are you, Sophie?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you. I'm really happy to be here. October is one of my favorite months. I don't know for you guys, but October brings such a change in the vibration. I really feel like we are embrace cocooning. We embrace just the little things of life. We see nature. I don't know for you where you are, but in Quebec, we see the trees changing. It's just so beautiful month that I'm really, really glad to talk about this today.
Yeah, what a great way to set the stage. And we have the second part of the eclipse season. So, yes, October is going to be a super important month. While September was more like a challenge-packed month, I feel like October, not that also we have a challenging full moon at the end of October, which I'm going to talk about in just a few seconds, but I feel like October things will move. I think there's a lot of positive changes for October, which I'm very excited about. And yes, also the change of season is getting, let's say, giving us an idea of the transformation that will be occurring also in our personal lives. So I think I'm very excited for October as well. So we will be doing astrology and tarot for the 12 zodiac signs. And we listened to your comments for the last month, and we have made a few adjustments. So there will be a way shorter intro, and we will step right into the 12 zodiac signs. We will do one video, put the timestamps here. So if you're watching this, the timestamps are available. Yeah, you could listen to your sun sign prediction, your ascendant sign, so rising sign prediction, and also your moon sign. So a lot of people have said that they listened to the three. So for them, having an individual video was not really practical. So we listened to you guys' comments. Thank you for your feedback. We really appreciate you. And I think October, well, this video is going to be exciting. The month is going to be exciting. And one of the reasons why, and this is going to be the short overview of the month before we dive into the 12 zodiac signs. As I said, we have the second eclipse. So eclipses come in pair. We had the first one on September 17, which was in the sign of Pisces. Now on October 2nd, at the very beginning of October. So as you're watching this, we're already in the orb of influence of this eclipse. It will be a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra. And why I'm so excited about this one is because it is the last eclipse in the sign of Libra of the whole series that we had for the last year and a half. We will have still one eclipse in that axis of sign in Aries in March of 2025. But nonetheless, this one is closing out the Libra part of the transformation that we have undergone in our personal lives, but also in the collective. And Libra rules relationships. So we have all been working really hard at balancing out our own inner divine feminine, our own inner divine masculine energies, but also we have been working hard on having more harmonious, balanced relationships. And this one is kind of, oh yes, you passed the test. Now you can open up a whole new chapter because it's a new moon. So opening up a whole new chapter, and plus it's an eclipse, so very karmically destined to experience something new, and like I said, with more love, with more balance. And yes, there is a T-square to Mars.
Oh my God.
Is the let's say aspect that is going to be a little bit more challenging, but also that same Mars is making a grand trine, a grand water trine with Venus and Saturn. So that's why I'm not so bogged down by this T-square to Mars. So I think it's just going to push us to take action on something. And I like that. I don't know about you guys, but in my personal life, I'm tired of the things that don't move. And I want movement. I want to go forward. So that's why I'm very excited about this month. And looking at the astrology as well. And at the end of the month, we're going to have a full moon in Aries, which is going to be very challenging, not going to lie to you. And this one is going to be on October 17th. So I said end of the month, but it's more middle of the month. Full moon in Aries at 24 degrees. Challenging, very challenging. It's making a grand square with Pluto and Mars. Mars rules Aries, but
I'm not getting out of the home at that date.
No. Listen, I think you're going to be optimistic after this brief overview, because even though I think it's going to bring potential conflicts and challenges, the really good thing about this is that things will move. The things that need to get out of your life that bring toxicity, because Mars and Pluto both rule Scorpio, which rules toxicity. So anything that is not in alignment, that feel like it's bugging you down, it's bringing you down on an energetic level, it's not bringing you all the qualities you need in order to move on, is likely going to leave your life. And so there's this big potential for positive change, which I love, even though it's in the midst of, let's say, a big initiation and potential choices and changes. I think it's going to bring a lot of drive and energy to pursue what we actually want and let go of what we don't want. So this is why I'm excited about it. I can't wait for you to pick some cards. And just before we do so, I just want to say that we divided the eclipse season activation because we initially put the package of the two-Eclipse season activation. So this is a singing ball guided meditation for each of the two eclipses on the exact day of the eclipses. So we already done the September 17 Pisces lunar eclipse, which was so transforming. I highly recommend it if you are willing to prepare yourself for the other one. But if you would rather just do the October 2nd Libra solar eclipse one, it will be available individually on the Academy. So you can check this out. It's only $22 US dollars. And if you would prefer to have the package, it is also available. And the first one is also already available on replay. So this is the little announcement I wanted to have for everybody. And before we talk about the cards, as we started last month, we have a community winner that is going to celebrate their birthday in the month of October. So I want to say, first of all, a very happy solar return, happy birthday to all of the Libra babies during the month of October and Scorpio babies that are celebrating their birthday throughout the month of October. And as we're doing those monthly prediction videos, there will be a winner. So I want to say thank you for all your participations in the community. And I will share right away. So this is a free community to join. And every month we will do a post like this that is being pinned at the top of the page. And it says October birthdays giveaway. So the only thing you need to do is respond to that post, tell me your birthday and what you want to manifest for your birthday, and you are officially within the draw. So the winner for October is Karina Rosie. So she says, my birthday is October 7th, manifesting abundance, ease, and freedom. So a very happy birthday to Karina. So she's winning a personal reading consultation with Sophie. So Karina, send us an email, which you can also send me a message to the community or an email. And let us know if you prefer the tarot reading with Sophie, the 1 hour tarot reading, or the 1 hour past lives reading. And we will make sure you have it on the day that you want. If you want it on the day of your birthday, that works too. So let us know right away. And just before, while we're on that page, if you'd like to get a booking with Sophie, because these are going to be general predictions. But if you'd like to get more in depth with your personal questions, your personal situation, and get some more guidance, Sophie is great at it. So you can book right now on MaisonJupiter.com. And don't forget Jupiter as your discount code to get 10% off your next reading. Sophie, can we pull some cards to get the general energies of the month of October, please?
Sure. And while you were talking about this big energy at the end of the month, I couldn't help but think about maybe health will be also, if you have a health problem, anything that you would like to get resolved, it feels like this is going to remove all of the things that are blocking you, maybe from an energy point of view, physical point of view, emotional point of view. So let's see what we have in the cards. For October, we have 9 of Swords, we have Knight of Wands, and we have the Hierophant. So what I'm seeing here, I'm going to show you the cards, is October cards, so Halloween cards. So we have the 9 of Swords as a card of the past. We have the Knight of Wands as the present card. And we have in the future the Hierophant. So I feel like we all went through a lot of challenge in the past, and we all had to face basically our fears, face our shadow side, and really see what was hidden, what was really hidden underneath limiting belief, being afraid of losing somebody in your life, or not being able to see your own value, not feeling like you're enough, whatever it was for you, or fear of lacking money or lacking about anything in your life. So that was really the energy that we come from starting this month of October. I really think that we have succeeded at really seeing, if you're looking at her face, she's not extremely scared. She is more, I feel like she's more like, what is this person doing here than what is this monster about? So I'm not feeling this is something that is very scary for a lot of us starting the month of October. We have faced it. We have seen the Doctor Oz. Is it the Oz? Is it the Doctor? I don't know. From the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, I was thinking about two different things: Doctor and Wizard of Oz.
Like, is it Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde?
It's not even Mercury retrograde. We're just really messed up today, so it's okay. No, I was thinking about, at the end of the Wizard of Oz, when they see behind the veil what is happening. It's not scary. That's where I was going, but my brain went other ways. So we are starting the month of not being afraid anymore of lots of things that we were afraid of. We are getting rid of the burdens, and now we have to gain the muscle to being able to go for her dreams. I feel like, just as this horse is very small, it's a plush, it's a toy, so it's not a real horse. We have been lacking movement, like Julie said. We have been lacking this energy of going in action, fast motivation. And I'm feeling that in October, we are having to rediscover those muscles of going for inner dreams and in going into action. So we may feel like, okay, we're ready to go, but we may have forgotten how. So we're going to have to rediscover in October how to move forward. And this is a muscle. So we have to practice it so it feels natural. So when you're going to restart it, it's not going to feel natural at first. We have the Hierophant as the card of the future. So the Hierophant means many things, but the best way that I'm feeling this card is a protection card for the future. I'm feeling like we have gained some lessons, that we have now this diploma on how to be in society, how to be in our community, how to be in our tribe with the people around us. That lesson of the Libra, it's really more mastered than we had before, and we have more of the people of the tribe that is really to the same vibration as us. So this is in the future. So if you're watching and you're saying, it's not where I'm at, this is coming in the month of October, and it's going to continue. I'm really seeing that we have, this is this is the only action leading to knowing who is your tribe and being with them. But I feel you have everything now to really go into where you're supposed to be, do what you're supposed to be doing, being called to, and having your tribe with you, knowing how to be with them in society.
That makes total sense, because as we had eclipses, the last series was all about Aries and Libra. Aries is a deep personal change, and also that affects the way you relate to other people. So if you're transforming yourself, you're also transforming the way you relate to other people, your relationship dynamic, and also the kind of people you attract into your energetic field. So we've undergone, and we're almost at the end of that series of eclipses. So that big transformation process of having a new identity, transforming ourselves, but also transforming our relationships. So that makes a lot of sense. And with that Libra eclipse, it really talks about opening up a new chapter, doing relationships in a different way, looking for more equality also with the energetic exchange. So that makes a lot of sense what you're saying.
Yeah. Interesting.
Awesome. So thank you, Sophie, for that. And if you'd like to download this calendar, this is the 2024 Astro calendar. That's absolutely free to download. I will put the link down below. And just so you have a little visual of the important dates of October. So we have the big event, which is going to be October 2nd, the new Moon Solar Eclipse in Libra at 10 degrees. So you can also look up where 10 degrees of Libra falls in your birth chart, and you have a more maybe accurate, let's say, perception of what house it's going to activate for you specifically. And the green heart days are days where the energy aligns beautifully, and you will see some red light days as well, and the lightning days, which is going to be like, watch out, especially for, let's say, being spontaneous is not the word I'm looking for, but rash a little bit maybe with our communications or decisions. So we have a beautiful day here on the 4th. The 6th is going to be a square, so let's watch out for this one. The 8th is a beautiful energy. And I really like the second week of October. There are beautiful alignments. Yes, Jupiter is going retrograde on the 9th, but on the 11th, Pluto's moving direct. So I feel like loads of things are going to be moving in that week, in the second week of October. And then we enter the big, let's say it's not an eclipse, but as it's making a grand square, I feel like it's like an eclipse, this full moon in Aries on the 17th. And so, yeah, these are the most important dates of the month. And without further ado, let's talk about the 12 zodiac signs. And I will change the logo here. So we will start with Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And I will just put my astrological wheel so you can follow up with me. All right, so as I said, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let's start talking about the October 2nd Libra new moon solar eclipse in your 7th house. So this is an important one for you guys because it's happening in your axis of signs. So it means that it's going to be the last eclipse that you will undergo for the next years in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So that means that you worked a lot, probably on your relationships. Maybe some people entered your life. Well, most likely new people entered your life in the last year, in the last year and a half. And maybe some people also left your life because you were adjusting to your new identity, having eclipses with the North Node in your own sign of Aries. And now also your relationships are changing. And because the South Node is in your 7th house, the South Node is about detaching, is about having a more spiritual approach also to relationships, letting it flow. Whenever the South Node is involved, I like to say, let go and let God. So that applies to your relationships and partnerships. So only the one that are kind of divinely accompanying you for the next chapter will remain. And you are, at the moment of this eclipse, opening up a new relationship phase. which I think is beautiful. And there could also be a new start of an existing relationship with a common vision for the future, because it's happening at 10 degree of, which is a Capricorn degree. Capricorn talks about the long-term future, being committed to something. So there is a common vision for the future, and it's also happening on a fixed star, Porrima, which talks about prophecy and future. So there is this idea of making plans for the future with a partner or a relationship. Also, because Mercury, as you can see, is going to be conjunct this eclipse, so really close to the sun and the moon at the moment of this eclipse. So there's an integration of many important conversations, and maybe even more challenges that we had to fix in the past. And now there's an integration of all of that to move forward. And allowing also more harmony and integrating all the relationship work that has been done in the past year and a half. For some, because it's associated with the South Node, it could mean finalizing a divorce, finalizing a separation. Libra is all about this legal sort of commitment and in partnerships. So any kind of contracts is Libra. So there could be something that you're moving out of an agreement and you're starting a new phase. So that could be the case also for some people. And it could be also a new partnership or a new relationship entering your life. But with the South Node, promises that it's very karmic. So you have a lot of past lives connection if that's the case. Also, you could begin a new project. That could be a communication project with Mercury there, or a project with a collaborator, or a partner with a common goal. So there's something that's brewing and opening up that could lead you for, let's say, a long-term goal or long-term vision. So now the other thing that I want to talk about is the October 17 full moon in Aries. So in your sign Aries, in your first house. So this is going to be a little bit more rock and roll. It's a big initiation, especially for Aries, because it's in your sign. So basically, the universe wants you to alchemize a wound and use it to push forward with greater strength, because it's going to happen very close to this Chiron in Aries in your sign. And it's going to oppose the sun while it's in your opposing sign of Libra. And there will be making a grand square with Pluto and Mars. So that's going to be very explosive. Also, there could be a personal project coming to an end. A partnership also might be coming to an end. Just watch out for emotional triggers. Past traumas also could be coming up for healing, because whenever we have Chiron involved, in order to heal something, we have to first be aware of it. So a lot of past emotional triggers might be coming up. But the good side of this challenging full moon is that it could bring big changes, and it could be big positive changes. And especially for you, Aries, because it's all happening in your angular houses. So like in your core foundation, there could be a lot of things moving. So the universe basically is pushing you to take action and change things. And also that could call for removing anything that is toxic in your life, that is not helping you, that is dragging you down. So if you have something that you feel is not fully aligned, it's a really good alignment to be letting go of that within this full moon in Aries. So Sophie, what can we tell the Aries for the month of October?
So I'm going to take one oracle card to start. It says, you are good enough as you are right now. So this is your oracle card. So you are good enough as you are right now. I think we talked about it with the card of the month. I think it means for you that you're going to be having to review how you view yourself on your own, with your career, with your family, your friendship, with your relationships, because you don't see yourself as you truly are. And there is this question about, yes, partnership, but you need to be okay with yourself first before you are questioning your relationship. Otherwise, you're going to be tainted in how you view your relationships. So let's see. And she has glasses. So it's not a mistake. It's how you view yourself could be distorted on your own value right now. So this is a question in October that needs to be really addressed. And let's take 2 cards of tarot. So the first card is the Fool. So you're starting a fresh new journey, but we are the ghost, right? So we don't know who we are, or we're leaving behind an old version of us to get goodies, to get some sweet things in our life. And it's some people, I see that this black cat, and we really tend to see this as bad luck, but some people will be triggered as, can I start fresh at my age, or where I'm at in my life, how others will perceive this. And it's really about your own journey and being happy where you are. It's not about judgment of others. So again, this is going to be triggering a lot this month in how you view yourself, how you view your life, and how you view your relationships. And the last card is 2 of Wands. I'm warning you, this is all. This is really Hollywood. I have Hollywood and Halloween in my brain, smushing one. I don't know why.
Interesting.
So I don't know how I said that. Hollywood. I think that's what I said. So apparently that's a word now. Apparently, so each month we have some.
We have a new word coming up
each month. So
I love it.
Rock the Boat was one, and now we have this Dr. Oz and this Hollywood. So Hollywood apparently. So Hollywood and Halloween in my brain this month. So this is the card that we have for you, Aries. We have 2 of Wands, and in this we have 2 direction. And I just want to bring your attention that there is 2 brains and not 1 heart and 1 brain. So in this, we don't act from the heart. In this, we only act from the brain. So your mission this month, with all of the change, with all of the review of how you see yourself, how you view others, is really to try to step more into your heart, because you're really good to be cerebral. You're really good to think about planning and logic and everything and what others will say, but you're not in your heart. So this month, reconnect with your heart.
I love that. And I feel like it's going to be such a big month for Aries, having a full moon in your sign and plus having the eclipse in your opposing sign. So a huge month of transformation. But I think it's also a really good sign that they can start fresh, being like embodying a whole new identity, and also having different goals. And like, just remember, like, if you don't like something about your life, it's the perfect month to start fresh with a whole new energy and manifestation and affirmations.
Yeah, reinvent yourself and have fun with it. Let go of judgment of anything.
I love it. So thank you so much, Sophie. And we will move to our second sign, Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. So first of all, Taurus, let's look at the astrology. Let's look at the October 2nd new moon solar eclipse in your 6th house. So that will be the last eclipse in your 6th house for a number of years. So very important one. And the 6th house rules your day-to-day life, your work, your health. So you have likely transformed a lot of your day-to-day, maybe your work, maybe your health, your routine, your healthy habits. So there has been a lot of work done in that area of your life. And this eclipse marks kind of the graduation of that learning phase for you in your 6th house of work and health. So for some Tauruses, it can mean that a work situation is ending, while another one is beginning, because we have the South Node, which talks about dissolution. And it's also a new moon eclipse, solar eclipse. So meaning that we're opening up something important for the future, while also letting go of something from the past. So it could be a work, also it could be a health situation. So maybe a health issue leaving you and you're integrating a new routine, more balance, Libra, more, let's say, harmony within your own body. So that could also be the case for you, Tauruses. Also, if we look at the work sector, it could be letting go of a past work collaboration, and you could start a new work chapter more aligned with your spiritual values. So the South Node depletes anything that is not aligned with your true purpose and your core. So whenever we have the South Node there, if we want us to keep it in our lives, we have to make sure that it's fully aligned with our soul. You could be letting go of a health issue or hormonal imbalance because it's in the sign of Libra. Libra rules hormones. Also, you could be finding a better rest. I wrote work/rest balance, while also respecting more your own rhythm in your day-to-day routine. So that could be a whole new start for you, Tauruses, in order to respect your level of energy, your integrity, your balance, giving yourself more love on a day-to-day basis, Libra. And also, lastly, you could be starting a new work collaboration or a new communication collaboration or new communication project around this eclipse. And there is this focus on the future for this eclipse. So anything you start there could be long-term, existing long-term. So next, on October 17, we have a full moon in the sign of Aries. And for you, Tauruses, it's activating your 12th house of spirituality, of past lives, of healing. So I feel like, because this full moon is such a challenging full moon, very intense, I feel like for Tauruses, it's good that it's happening in the 12th house because it can mean that a toxic situation might be leaving your life, something that you feel is not balanced. It could be also let's say, a mental health situation that could be leaving your life. 12th house. So, and we have also Chiron that's going to be very close to that full moon. So I like that because I feel like anything that, or it could be also an addiction that's living your life. And just keep in mind that it's in the very broad sense of the word addiction. So it could be, let's say, watching too much TV. It could be indulging too much on sweets. So that could be anything, not just, let's say, being an alcoholic or using drugs. So it could be on a very broad sense of addiction. So anything that is not truly helping you be your the best version of yourself, it's a really good full moon to push it out of your life. Also, this grand square with the moon is going to be there close to Chiron. The sun is here. We have Mars, we have Pluto. So this grand square is happening all in your mutable houses, which means there is likely going to be lots of change, especially for Tauruses, and letting go also because it's happening in your 12th house. So really ask yourself what wants to be let go of at the moment of this full moon. There is a lot of healing potential, lots of healing energy for you to let go, especially of toxicity, as I said. It could also be related to your health, but also it could be relating to your career. So just try to be mindful of what comes up around October 17 for you. And take good care of your nervous system and mental health around this full moon, because there is this kind of conflict potential, challenge potential happening. I feel like people are going to be a bit agitated. So really take good care of yourself, respect your limits, and I feel like it's going to be the best advice for Tauruses. Sophie, let's look at the cards, what we have for Tauruses for the month of October.
We have drama free. So with this mental health that you were talking about, we see somebody removing the mask. So this could be the end of people pleaser habit. This could be the end of lack of boundaries. This could be the end of a relationship with somebody that showed you one side when truly they were doing so much drama or so much damage to your life. So let's see with the tarot card what we have. We have a Page of Cups. You can be receiving an apology in this month. Be really mindful that forgiving is not requiring you to keep that person in your life, but just to forgive and to move on with your life, so you're not battling this inside for the rest of your life. Sometimes we keep some kind of anger or resentment on situation because it is deserving of that kind of energies, but we forget that this is hurting us and not them. So you can receive some apologies in the month of October for some of you, or you may want to initiate some forgiveness without their interaction and without expectation of them understanding of what they have done. That could be a situation, that could be a person, that could be anything, but important that you are releasing this and moving on without sometimes keeping them into your life. And let's see, what is the last card for you? We have King of Swords. I really think we're going to see you really setting the record straight, at least for you. Maybe writing what happened in a journal, maybe you just expressing how you felt when something happened. And that could be liberating, not just on an emotional point of view, but also on a physical point of view, where sometimes energies turn into some diseases, or it doesn't have to be a disease, but it could be symptoms. It can evolve to multiple layers. So as soon as you are able to communicate, at least with yourself, that what happened is this and this, you're clear on what happened, you're clear of what you felt, and you're letting go and you're forgiving the situation, it's really helping to let it go. But you can gain a lot of clarity around an issue that caused you a lot of trouble on this month of October. So try to stay in the fact, try to do things for yourself this month.
I like that. I feel like a lot of empowerment energy for Tauruses. And Taurus need their peace, need their inner peace. So I love that. I love the fact that it's happening in your 12th house, the full moon, that is. I feel like it's going to help you clear out a lot of, let's say, non-necessary drama as you got with the card. I love it. Thank you, Sophie. Next sign, we will be talking about Gemini's sun, moon, or rising. So Gemini, let's look at the October 2nd Libra new moon solar eclipse that's activating your 5th house. So beautiful energy there. Personally, I love whenever my 5th house is activated because I feel full of joy, full of creative energy, full of love, and you just look at life with like rose-colored glasses a little bit more than usual. So I love that for you. So this is the last eclipse that will be activating your 5th house. So you had a lot of transformation in your 5th house, which deal with your creative energy, the way you show up authentically to other people, the way you are able to step into your own light, your unicity. So you had a lot of work done in that axis of 5th and 11th house with the eclipses of the last year and a half. And now it's the graduation of your 5th house, and you're able to open up a whole new chapter in your 5th house, having more creative energy, more love to give, and also being more, let's say, balanced within your romantic relationship, because the 5th house can also deal with that. So first of all, for Gemini, you could be launching a new creative project around October 2nd. There could be a new creation that's being, let's say, publicly aired out, or you could also be launching a new business, because the 5th house is kind of your baby, you're birthing something new. So there could be a little baby for some Geminis, but for other, it could be a creative project, a baby of your own that you're birthing into the world. That eclipse is quite interesting because although it's a new cycle that we're opening up, it's a new moon solar eclipse, it's conjunct the south node. So meaning that something has to go. It's not a sacrifice, but something has to go in order for us to make space to new energy. So you could be dissolving an old project and starting a new one. Also, because it's in the sign of Libra, so Libra deals with partnerships, with relationships. It could also be your partner that starts a new business or a new project, and you could have to be of support for your partner. There could also be, like I said, a new baby, a new pregnancy announcement, not just you, but it could also be around you. And for a lot of Geminis, I feel like this eclipse is going to talk about love, the fifth house, and also Libra relationships. So you could be starting a new romantic phase in your life with an old partner, existing partner, or a new partner. And because Mercury is involved in this eclipse, you could be having lots of conversation around that time, lots of important conversations about the future, because this eclipse is going to be very future oriented. So although you might be in the honeymoon phase, you want to make sure that you are striving for the same long-term goals. It's in a Capricorn degree, and it's happening on the fixed star Porrima, which talks about future and prophecy. So it's really important that you align on future goals, common goals together. And yes, I wrote having lots of conversation about the future, having done a lot of work on a relationship, because it's going to be the last eclipse also in your fifth house. So with this eclipse, you transform the way you are able to experience joy in your day-to-day life, the way you are able to be more creative, to tap into your creative energy, to surround yourself with that loving joy frequency. So, and now you're, as I said, graduating and opening up a whole new chapter with more balance, more harmony in your life, and being able to tap into this creative energy even more than ever. And lastly, some Gemini could be meeting, if you are single, a new love interest. And if that's the case, it's someone with whom you had likely lots of past lives, because the South Node can be a very spiritual influence. And I didn't say that, but if you are starting a new project around this time, which is, I think, is going to be the case for a lot of Geminis, it could be something that is very spiritual or something that you've done in past lifetimes, either artistic or spiritual. So now let's talk about the full moon in Aries on October 17, which is going to activate your opposing house, the 11th house. So that's going to be a more challenging energy. You could be closing out a project involving social media, networks, or an event, because the 11th house deals with networking, events, big masses of people, online projects, social media. In some cases, it could also be the end of certain friendships or social circles. And because it's happening so close to Chiron, there could be a lot of healing that needs to be brought to some friendships, some social groups, some social connections. You will likely be purging toxicity out of your outside influences at the moment of this full moon. So especially for Geminis in regards to your frequency, because it's happening in your 11th house. 11th house deals a lot with your frequency and your environment. How do you, like, what type of content do you watch? What kind of music do you listen to? What kind of people do you surround yourself with? So that will, let's say, experience a little cleanup, and you will have to discern what's good for you, what is sustainable for you for your own goals and your own frequency, and what is not. And anything that is not has to go. We have a grand square, which is a challenging energy, but also a really good one to take action, to clean out. So we have Pluto opposing Mars, and we'll have the full moon here with the sun, so making a grand T-square. So things are going to be moving, changing at a fast pace. Also, there could be important decisions regarding your finances, because this grand square is all happening in financial houses, 2nd, 8th, 5th, 11. You could be needing to make decision and take action to protect your assets, protect your loved ones. And also, it's a really good energy to change your outlook on finances, on your sense of security, and also letting go of your fears and letting go of your fear of change, because change will be the name of the game for this full moon. So, Sophie, can we look at the cards for our beautiful Geminis for the month of October?
We have the card Spread the Love. So you were talking about releasing the fear. Well, the same vibration of fear is love. So if you're feeling the love, you are getting the fear out. If you're feeling the fear, you're getting the love out. So we want to make sure that for the month of October, you are really getting in this love and in this spreading of the love. So one way of changing your views on the money with this card would be to do some volunteer work if you have the time, or just do some kind of really kind gestures to maybe strangers or your loved ones, because just spreading that kind of energy is going to eliminate that kind of a fear of either lack or stress about multiple things that are more in the things that you cannot control. So we see where we have abundance in our life once we get into that frequency of love. And that's what I have in the month of October. So let's see with the Halloween deck. I said that right this time.
Yay.
Let's see what we have, because if you haven't watched, I said that wrong many times. We have
words where we struggle. I have mine too, and sometimes I read comments about it and I think it's so funny.
I never struggled with that word. That was a new one. That was
a new one.
I don't know. It happens. And
it happens.
We have
It
spotlight.
makes it fun and spontaneous for you guys, right?
Sure. I hope so. I hope so. We have 6 of Cups and we have 7 of Cups. Interesting that we have Cups a lot with love, right? It's all love. So really trying to get out. It's really just repeating what I said. Just get out of this mental space of wandering. 7 of Cups is the wandering illusion of everything in the air. It's just that energy of Neptune that we have really strong for you, and you can control by just inviting more love into your life. And this sounds really simple, but in the month of October, maybe give yourself a challenge. So maybe just open door for strangers, or if you can, pay a coffee for the next person in the line and in a diner or anything. Just try. It doesn't have to be something with money, but try to give of your resources when you want to do it, and you're going to see how abundant you are in your life.
I love that. Cancer, Gemini. I love that. Yeah, and I must say that when I came back from Peru, I before going, I had all my my Christmas list, like, oh, I want this, I want to manifest this and that. And when I came back, I was in that state of like, wow, I'm so grateful for life. And I started to notice every single thing that I do actually have. And I was like, yeah. And I've been trying to manifest my house for so long, for years and years and years, and now I'm finally in it. And sometimes it's like I forget that I'm here. So I think also looking at your, let's say, past manifestations, what you really wanted to manifest and what has actually happened in your life, look at it and be grateful for it. And that's going to expand this gratefulness energy and all the good blessings. So
such a good point. And final thing on this topic, you can also spread the love with your words and say compliments to your loved ones, strangers even. This that costs nothing, and this does so much for everybody, strangers or people in your life. It's really important. So on that note, Julie, I love you. You're wonderful.
Oh, I love you too. Well, thank you, Sophie, for that beautiful reading for Geminis. And now we will talk about Cancers. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So first, let's look at the October 2nd eclipse, which is going to be a Libra new moon solar eclipse activating your 4th house that's traditionally ruled by Cancer. So you will be in known territory with that eclipse. So very important eclipse for Cancers. Mark your calendars, beginning of October. And I think it's a beautiful energy, especially for you Cancers. And it's going to be the last eclipse activating your 4th house of home and family, which is the energy of Cancer, for years to come. So a very important event here, about home and family, about your roots, your sense of security. And after a year and a half of having done adjustment to your personal life, maybe your living situation, your home and family, and your career, because you had eclipses along this axis, you have had to make a huge transformation of how you perceive your personal life versus your professional life or your public life. Now you are ready to begin a new chapter with more balance and harmony in your personal life, with more richness, with more harmony, love, partnership. So we are opening up a new cycle, and this is an eclipse, so it's going to be very powerful. Mercury's there, so really good time to also make plans. Some Cancer could start living with a partner or change their living situation to accommodate someone else. So Libra here is this energy of partnering, of collaborating with people. And the 4th house is your living situation, your home, your personal life. So you could also be making plans with a loved one. You could be starting a new project there. So some Cancers could start a new collaboration project from home because it's in the 4th house. And I feel like the 4th house is also your structure, your foundation in life. So there could be a lot more integration of your divine feminine energy into your own self. Because Libra talks about this polarity of divine feminine, divine masculine energy that you're integrating. And we have also Black Moon Lilith, which is part of this eclipse, which wants equality. So you'll have a much better understanding of what does it mean in your personal life to be more balanced within yourself and to integrate a bit more of your divine feminine energy as well, which is all about receiving, relaxing, and just being in your authentic energy. So love that. And also there is the South Node that is there, so purging out what no longer feels aligned. There is this spiritual energy to tap into this beautiful balance, being in that love frequency, Libra, and also being artistic. You could be starting a new art project or feng shui project in your home. So Libra can be very artistic, very aesthetic. So you could be starting something here to add more beauty to your home or your immediate environment. So then on October 17, we'll have a full moon in Aries, and that's going to activate your opposing house, the 10th house of public life, career this time. So it is a very challenging full moon. So for people that are not working anymore, that deals with your life mission, the way you show up to the world, what you have to do, let's say on the day-to-day basis according to your mission, which is not relating to your career. But if you are working still, it will probably deal more with your career. So it is going to bring challenges, but also the drive to push through and to complete something important, especially in your career or life mission sector. There is a grand square though in your angular houses. So this one is going to impact you a lot. And plus it's a full moon and you are ruled by the moon. So you're going to likely feel this full moon very intensely, Cancers. So just be prepared. But I think the positive side of it, it's going to give you that drive to pursue your desires, your need for change. And Cancer, yes, likes their comfort and their traditional habits, but also it's a cardinal sign. So whenever they feel like it's time to change, they change. And I think that's going to be the quality, the traits of Cancer that you want to tap into for this full moon. Embrace change, embrace what wants to leave your life, embrace this energy of change. So it's going to force you to take action on something important. Also, there could be purging out of toxicity within your relationships, your family dynamic. So because of this Mars, Pluto involvement in the grand square. We are purging out toxicity, anything that is not, let's say, for our highest good, for where we're going in life. And also, I see a lot of healing of your self-confidence, Cancers, because this full moon is going to be conjunct Chiron. So how people perceive you, what they think about you. So there will be a lot of healing around that theme, how you show up to the world and how you can feel confident about being your authentic self. Sophie, can we look at the cards for our beautiful Cancers for the month of October?
It says, do not take it personally. So you were talking about this, about how they're going to gain some perspective on how they view themselves, also with how others see them, and just gain some kind of self-worth, self-love maybe with this. Let's see what the card has to say with this. But it says, do not take it personally. Cancers, you are really linked with the energy of the water, of the feelings, and you are taking sometimes things really personally that are not yours. But that includes good things and bad things. And it's about how to detach. Underneath the deck, we have the devil, as I'm seeing this, the illusion of keeping us tied to this. So I really feel that this month you are going to detach from not only the bad things, but also the good things, and just see how you view success and how you view your failures. So you're going to shift your views with career, with your productivity, with your day-to-day, with your own value, and really trying to see what for you is important. We have Pentacles a lot for you. We have a Queen, and if I'm not mistaken, King, of Pentacles in this month. So we will have question about values. We will have question about money, about what importance and priority and commitment there is in your life. So I really see that this is a pivotal month to change your perspective on what is important for you and what isn't. You are going to have to really see how you are perceiving the next chapter of your life and not what society is seeing for it. I'm seeing abundance. I'm seeing a shift in your finances. I'm seeing a shift in your day-to-day joy of being alive. So overall, I think it's going to be a really good month. But to get to that place, it starts with don't take it personally and really detach, like I said, from what others think, and really detach from the triggers that you have currently. With this, we have abundance. With this, we have this stability of feelings, this stability of finances, and this stability on how you view your value overall in all aspects of your life.
Wow, I love that. And I love that the eclipse is happening in the Cancer house of the 4th house. So I feel like you're going to feel like right at home, and you're going to know instinctively what is important for you, Cancer, because like you're all about, let's say, authentic connections, home, family. So you're a very loyal individual. So I think it's going to be a good month for Cancer. Thank you so much, Sophie, for that beautiful reading. Hope you enjoyed it. Then we will move to our next sign, the Leos. So for Sun, Moon, or Rising in the sign of Leo. First of all, let's look at the October 2nd Libra new moon eclipse that will activate your 3rd house. So this is the last eclipse in your 3rd house of friendships, projects, local environment, learning experiences, short travels for a few years. So for Leos, really take advantage of this eclipse. Because it will be the perfect time, first of all, to let go of something from the past while also starting a new project. And the 3rd house is often a project. It could be a writing, speaking, let's say social media, communication project that is starting out, a learning also experience that is starting out when we have Mercury in its home right at the time of this eclipse. So Mercury is going to be very strong. So it's a really good time to start a project that will likely pay off in the future, because it's in the Capricorn sign, Capricorn degree, I mean, the 10 degree, and it's on a fixed star called Parima, which is the star of future and prophecy. So whatever started at near this eclipse is likely going to pay off in the future. So you'll have quite a lot of learning to do, but I think it's going to be very beneficial for you, Leos, in the long run. So also there could be a project with a collaborator, because it's in the sign of Libra, or a partner. So you could be working with someone on that new project. It's a really good time also to make long-term plans with a partner, because third house is all about making plans. It's about this thinking, writing, speaking, all that stuff. But especially now we're talking about partner, because it's in the sign of Libra, and we have Mercury, the planet of communication and making plan. Also a good time to make travel plans with a partner. A lot of Leos could be organizing something very important and having important conversations around that time. Also, you will, Leo, be integrating all the changes of the past year and a half in regards to communication. So you had a lot of work to do there, because we had the eclipses in your 3rd and 9th house. And with this eclipse, you are graduating from having done a lot of work in your communication sector. And now you're ready to open up a whole new chapter, a whole new way of communicating, of thinking, maybe letting go of self-sabotage, of sabotaging thoughts, 3rd house, because we all also have the energy of the South Node, which talk about letting go of something while also opening up another phase with more harmony, more balance, and I will say also more self-respect for some reason. Yeah, so now let's look at the October 17th full moon in Aries that's going to be activating your 9th house. So although very challenging in general, full moon for everybody, I feel like Leo will have the best of it, because it's going to happen in their 9th house of your spiritual guidance, your protection. So I think for Leos, it's going to happen more on a psychological level. And although it's going to be, this full moon is going to present itself with challenges and potential conflicts, the outcome of that full moon is really beneficial, because it's going to give you the drive you need to make the changes in order to feel happier. So the 9th house can deal with healing, limiting beliefs, limiting thoughts, fear also regarding expansion, regarding traveling, regarding teaching, regarding stepping into your spiritual self, regarding your beliefs. So you will let go of a lot of that, because it's going to conjunct Chiron. And Chiron talks about cleaning that, talks about healing the way that you self-sabotage yourself with your thoughts and your limiting beliefs. So you will let go of a lot of that, and a lot of that was unconscious until that full moon. So that full moon is going to likely bring that to the light. So that's kind of the uncomfortable part of that full moon, but the good side of it is that you can release it once it presents itself. Also, it's a really good full moon to take action towards expanding your horizons, traveling, making a decision that really allows you to step outside your comfort zone, to expand, to do things in a bigger, different way. There could also be challenges, and you will likely face your fears regarding making an important decision around that idea of expansion. Also, there is this idea of removing toxicity from your life within this full moon, and especially also because you have that in mutable houses, and we have that grand square here with Mars in your 12th house, Pluto, and the full moon. So removing what is toxic from your life, and especially addictions, 12th house, unhealthy habits, 6th house, self-sabotage, So this is why I say that it could be more positive for Leo than for anybody else, because the full moon is falling in your 9th house. So it's going to be more psychological. And please be mindful of whatever comes to your awareness around this time, because you'll have the ability to heal it and let it go. And also getting out of a comfort zone, doing things you've never done before is going to be very good for Leos around this full moon. So can we look at the cards, Sophie, for the Leos for the month of October?
Let's see what we have. We have party in your heart. Okay, interesting.
I love that.
So you get
never seen this card before.
Party in your heart, and it feels like we are just having fun. There is music playing. We are in bigger shoes. So this is a symbol for me of trying new things, and maybe we're not fitting in it right away, but we don't care. She doesn't, or I think it's a she. She doesn't seem to care about not fitting in perfectly. It's just about having fun, and it's just about yourself. So it seems to be something that I see a lot for the month of October, where we are letting go of judgment and we're more moving into a authenticity place, a place of being yourself, authentic with yourself, and a place of just living your life for yourself. Let's see.
Love that. That's also part of the Leo experience of life, to step into their authenticity, to shine their light, and not to be so focused on whether people give them validation in return. So I think it's a beautiful message.
So we have 4 of Wands and 6 of Swords. I don't see this as really a big energy of ground shaking change. There is change. Absolutely. There is change. But it's with the 6 of Swords, it's really soft change. It's really something you're willing to do. It's something that maybe you have felt it was needed for a long time, and you're finally in a place of peace where you're just doing it, and it's just bringing this natural flow of movement in your life. But there is no big movement of the tower. There is no big shaking ground. And we have this card of party in your heart. So I think you're finally moving in a place of, yes, I deserve it. And yes, I will go for it, whatever it means for me. I really don't see one area in particular. I think for Leos, it's going to be depending on what is in your heart that needed to change. But overall, because of this strong foundation of the 4 of Wands, it feels like, Leo, you know yourself the best this month, and you are in a place of stability within yourself. You are in a place of really knowing where you are, who you are, and where you want to go. And from that very good place of understanding yourself, you are moving in the best direction. And have a little party if you can with this card of party in your heart, and this card of moving forward with just peace. Enjoy the change and celebrate the change this month, because it's good for you. This change is really, really fun for you. If you had a really bad phase in the past, it's done. With those cards, it's just moving to calmer water. It's just healing. We are in the place of enjoying life and not caring that much about not being perfect and not doing it in the way that we should do it, but in the way that it is for us.
Wow, I love that. So party in your heart. I love that. And when I was looking at the 6 of Swords that you just showed, it really aligns with what I was seeing also with the astrology, because the swords represent the mental realm. So we are leaving troubled waters behind to go to calmer waters, but it's mostly happening psychologically speaking for Leos. I feel this big change and the tension that we're going to have in the full moon. It's like you're going to be just leaving like thoughts and beliefs that you don't need to move to calmer water and to that party in your heart. So it's more like on a psychological level, I feel, for Leos.
What is really interesting, this deck is the Titanic deck. So it means a lot more when you know it's a Titanic deck, that they are moving away from the Titanic in this safe boat.
Wow.
And they're just know that whatever is leaving your life during eclipse, consider it's your Titanic, that you have to leave it. And whatever is in front of you, even though we don't see the shore, those people are really happy to be in that boat, and they are just trusting that this is going to be the best thing for them. This is the best option.
It cannot be worse. The Titanic is behind.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Sophie. I love that. I love the synchronicity. Okay, now let's move to our next sign, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So yes, Virgos, I hear you. September or Virgo season was a tough one, a challenging one. And I feel personally as a Virgo sun, and I don't know about you, Sophie, but I feel a lot better about October, because I feel like, especially with the second eclipse, things are going to start setting down, and we're going to have like this idea of a stronger foundations. Do you feel like that, Sophie?
I just don't understand what was September. The time was so distorted. Let me know if you're feeling the same, but I have a strong Pisces too, but I heard that before for this month of September. Time was so distorted that I don't know what was September about. I really don't. I'm happy to leave it behind.
That's a good way to put it. Also, I've been traveling and you have been as well. So I feel like the time distortion was really a big theme. Yeah, definitely. So moving on to a different energy, Virgos, you're going to be excited about that. So first, on October 2nd, we have this Libra new moon solar eclipse at 10 degrees in your second house. So very excited to tell you here that a particular financial situation is going to end or leave your life, because it's the last eclipse of the whole series that we had in the second 8th house axis. This is the last eclipse activating your second house of finances for a few years. So you had a lot of work to do within your resources, within your energy exchanges, what you give, what you take, how do you save money, how do you spend, how do you receive. So all of that was under a huge transformational process for Virgos. And now with this eclipse, you're graduating with that learning process or that course on resources, energy, and finances. And you're ready to open up a new chapter with more balance, more flow within your finances. So I love that. Okay, so yes, I did mention in the intro that this eclipse, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. We do have a T-square to Mars in the 11th. So just going to mention that there is a potential for conflicts, especially about money with friends, collaborators, because it's in the sign of Libra, partnerships. So just going to mention that here. So there is, and this solar eclipse, it's so interesting because we're opening up a new chapter. We have done the work here and we're ready to leave it behind, South Node, and to open up something new. So in order to open a new chapter, it means also letting something behind, dissolving something. So for some people, it could be dissolving a partnership, a contract, a legal agreement, or just, let's say, a way that you were dealing with your finances, and then you're ready to open up something brand new. So there could also be a new collaboration that is starting around this date, bringing a new revenue. You could also be having a more balanced and equal financial rapport with your partner, or a financial arrangement with your partner. So something is being shifted in regards to your energy balance. So what you give, what you receive. So second and 8th house is, yes, about money, but also, as we know, money is an energy. So it could also be about, generally speaking, what you receive, what you give in a partnership. in a relationship. So that was kind of under scrutiny for the last year and a half. So what kind of relationships are balanced? What others are not balanced? What can you do to tweak them? So now you have this good understanding of what's a fair and balanced relationship in terms of energy. Also, there could be a new mutual investment for some. The second house can talk about making a new important purchase or investment together with a partner. Also, it could be for some, as I said, the dissolution of a past financial agreement and the start of a new one with more equality. So I'm very excited about that. Generally speaking, I think it's a good way to end that learning process, especially for Virgos. And then on October 17, we'll have a full moon in the sign of Aries, and that's going to activate your 8th house of death and rebirth transformation. So yes, very intense one for Virgos. And because the full moon will be very close to that Chiron, which talk about healing, and 8th house, it's a lot about the internal process of healing. So I feel like for a lot of Virgos, it talks about healing your outlook on finances and allowing yourself to receive more, getting rid of all the blocks that do not allow you to receive 8th house. Also healing abundance blocks and your ability to receive. Yes, I did mention that. For some also, if we talk about more of the relationship side of things, it could also play out as healing trust issues that are affecting your love life or even your sexual life, because the 8th house talks about also this energy exchange in the sexual realm of things. There is, although, this potential for challenges and conflicts around this full moon for everybody, because we have a grand square. So for you Virgos, it's activating all your financial axis of 2nd, 8th house, and then we have Pluto in your 5th opposing Mars in your 11th. But the good side of things is that it's a really good energy to purge out toxicity, what is making you feel heavier in your life. It's a really good time to release it from your energetic field. Also, wanting to change is a really good, let's say it's going to give you the fuel to want to change and take action to rebalance the energy exchange with other people. So although it's a challenging full moon, I think it really gives us the fuel that we need in order to make changes and to realign everything in the way that we need it. So expect big changes, expect rebalancing, also karmic rebalancing for Virgos, which I love. And Sophie, let me know what you see with the cards for Virgos for October.
Okay, so the cards split in two, so I have 2 cards for you. It says, do not push me and do not panic.
Okay.
So this is, we have papers and contract and on this card of do not push me. So yes, there could be a disagreement between partners. There could be also you decided to work with other people. There could be change for your work. That's what I'm trying to say. Or there could be change also for any kind of legal contract that you have. Love life, or even if you're renting something or you're buying something, there could be push that is done around legal issues. So you really want to take your time with legal stuff. You really want to have, so your goal, Virgos, with this is that you want to push, but you don't want to be pushed for the month of October in anything illegal. So if you're feeling like you are pushed, it says, don't, it's not yours, do not panic. Someone is trying to put pressure on you and to make you oversee some details. So really read the fine prints, even though you're speaking with someone, ask tons of questions. Partnership can be also about questioning what this other person is saying to you. Sometimes it's not by writing, but sometimes they're saying something and you're wondering, are they trying to say something else, or what are you not saying to me with this? So let's take 2 cards of tarot with this. We have the moon reverse, interesting, with the do not panic. And we have the king of swords. So it's again about keeping your cool, keeping your mind really clear, having the time to get your mind clear, having the time to really ask your question and be in a position of power with all communications. Do not go into this pressure mode of being somebody that has too much pressure on you, too much stress on you. Every time you're feeling that you are in this position, that could be your comfort zone, Virgos. We know Virgos like to work. We know Virgos like to be of service. That could be a comfort zone, but it's something that in October you have to question and to push back.
Okay. Interesting. So do not fall into the fears, Virgos, because we have the moon reversed. We have do not panic. So do not fall into that trap, because you do have the control. So this is what I'm getting from the cards. Is that correct?
You do have the control, but that also means you have to get it. That means you have to put yourself in a position of having more time for taking decisions, asking more questions, getting more clarity. You need a clarity this month. And if you're feeling like you're being pushed, if you're feeling like you're panicking, that means that you're being somebody or something is trying to push you into a position that is not yours for the month of October. And you absolutely need to take the power back.
Okay, really good advice. I'll listen back to it after the month of October, and I'm sure it's going to be a really good help. So thank you, Sophie, for that. Now let's talk about our next sign, which is Libra, which is one of the star signs of the month. So first of all, I want to say a very happy solar return to all the Libras celebrating their birthday within the month of October. Very happy solar return to you. And if you are, let's say, in the planning stages of your birthday, and if you want to look at how you can change your solar return, please check out the solar return workshop that I produced on the Academy. So you will find that on Maison Jupiter Academy. And you can change the location for where you are in the world, and that's going to help you manifest a whole new solar return chart for the next year ahead. So that being said, Libras, the spotlight is on you, because we have on October 2nd a solar eclipse in your sign, in the sign of Libra. And as you can see, there is a lot of emphasis in your sign. So the sun, the moon is there. And if you have your birthday around October 2nd, so a couple of days before, a couple of days after, it's going to mean that you're going to have an eclipse birthday, Libras, which means that it's going to be a year full of destined changes to bring you back on your destined path with the South Node. So having a more spiritual approach to life also. And because it's a new moon eclipse, it's going to mean that a lot of newness is going to be ready to enter your life in the next year. So keep in mind that the reading I will do for the eclipse, the Libra eclipse, if you have your birthday next to October 2nd, just keep in mind that it's going to influence your whole year, not just the coming weeks. So very important eclipse for you Libras as you are completing the eclipses in your sign. So this one is the very last eclipse in the sign of Libra that we'll have for a couple of years. So you are finishing the huge transformation process that you've undergone with eclipses within your sign. And then in Aries, we'll have one more eclipse in the sign of Aries in beginning of 2025. So it's not fully over, but the eclipses is over in your sign after that. So you went through a whole transformation process of yourself, of who you are. And with the South Node there, it was asking you to let go of a lot of layers or past identities of who you thought you were before. And this one is this eclipse is being the last one of this series in your sign, is a new start with this new identity or this new way to show up as a Libra. So you kind of have a brand new costume and you're ready to show it to the world. So you might think that you were this, and that, and you identified as, let's say, many different things before this set of eclipses a year and a half ago, but now you're likely a brand new person, Libra, with this eclipse. And I love that eclipse for you because I feel like it's a very powerful new start. And Mercury is there, giving you also new ways to express yourself, to have affirmations about who you are. So affirmations will be super powerful, the way you speak, the way you think. So really be mindful of what you are manifesting, because this is a huge manifestation portal for Libras. So also coincides with the end of a transformation process that had you think over your life in general, because it's in your sign and your sense of identity. So with that releasing of old layers, you are now closer to who you truly are at your core. In the process, though, it's possible that you may have lost a few relationships, but the one that will remain, the ones, plural, that will remain by your side now are here for the right reason and are ready to journey with you for this next phase. Because we know that Libra, although it's your sign, so it's your sign of identity, it also defines the people you associate with. And this is super important for you in this lifetime, Libras. So you have this potential to open a brand new chapter, a new personal chapter that may involve a partnership because it's in the sign of Libra, or a communication project because Mercury is there. So it's a really good time to make plans for the future. It's falling in a Capricorn degree, which thinks about the future, which deals about the future. And also it falls on a fixed star, which talk about future and prophecy. So it's a really good time to get a glimpse into what you want to be 5 years, 10 years from now, and to already make the baby steps into that direction, because this eclipse is so pivotal for you, Libras. So you will begin a new chapter, a new personal project. Also, I said that may involve partnership or communication. And that project that you will start around this eclipse will impact you for the long term. It's making a T-square to Mars, which is kind of the only tension aspect of this eclipse. And Mars is here in your 10th house of career, public life, status. So it's kind of asking you and forcing you to make decisions surrounding your career, your public life, how you want to show up to the world, what you want your reputation to look like. So as you were transforming yourself, you now have to make decisions about how you want to show up to the world, what kind of role do you want to have publicly speaking. And also you can have a new phase of a relationship that could start around this eclipse with important conversations, Mercury. So a pivotal time for you, Libras. And now let's look at the full moon in Aries, which is going to activate your 7th house. And that's going to be on October 17th. So it is, generally speaking, a very challenging full moon. It's making a grand square. So the sun will be here in your sign. The moon will be here conjunct Chiron in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. And this is the house naturally ruled by Libra. So you're going to be very personally impacted, Libras, for this full moon. Even though it's not an eclipse, it's still very strong. And we have Mars here in your 10th house, Pluto in your 4th, making this grand square. So what does that mean? So the grand square means basically that the universe is putting a lot of tension and pressure for you to make a change, for you to make important decisions. So there could be, first of all, challenges in partnerships that bring up a lot of healing, or just situations that show up that make you realize the healing that you have to do in the relationship department. So the good side of that is that once you are able to look at the things you need to release in order for you to have more harmonious relationship, it's a really good full moon to heal them. And potential big changes for you, Libras, regarding your personal and professional life. You could decide to go in a totally new direction. This grand square is happening in cardinal signs and cardinal houses for you. So it kind of prompts you to act in a really bold way, to make a new change, to open up a brand new chapter in your life, especially regarding your career, your public life, your status. And even though, as I said, there might be some conflicts, challenges, tension surrounding this full moon, it's a really good full moon to let go of any toxic situation, environment, relationships. Any form of toxicity in your life has to go, and even at home. So it's a really good full moon to first be mindful of what is, let's say, not allowing you to go towards expansion and releasing it. And yes, there is a big potential for change. Sophie, can we look at Libras for the month of October with the card?
We have Fall Down on the Couch, and we have Memories Comfort Us.
Okay, interesting.
Interesting. So there is a lack of balance between work and family from what I'm getting with this month. There is some toxicity around, maybe is your home a place of recharge? Is your home a place where you spend enough time? Maybe you're not. It may be a good time to redo what is in your home, or consider maybe changing the space you're in with this. We can have also question about family for the month of October that comes up for Libras. We can also see that we may need more cocooning. We may need more comfort. We may need more security of our loved ones during the month of October. So let's take two cards. We have Page of Pentacles, and we have Cocooning card for
Cocooning it is.
Absolutely. So you will see that you need to recharge. You will need to, underneath the deck, by the way, is the Devil card. I don't know why I looked, but I looked, and the Devil is excess. The Devil could be about where you are maybe not doing your life the right way, maybe eating too much sugar, maybe you're not eating right, maybe it's not about the sugar, but you're not eating enough of your nutriments, maybe you're not drinking enough water, maybe you're working too hard, wherever this excess is, or not doing enough movement, not going outside enough, you will see that it's a question around, where can I recharge? Where can I get this comfort? Where can I be safe to recharge my battery after a long day? And this is something that I don't see you treating as a priority enough. And in the month of October, apparently that comes up a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have there for Libras. Let me take one final card. I think there is something, yeah, Death and Rebirth. Yeah, exactly. There's a big change that is coming with this. Your body, your mind, your emotions, something will come up to tell you it has to change. It's enough.
So that's why that makes sense now. That's why they need so much to rest, and it's taking so much energy. This whole transformation process is because there are big changes, and whenever we're transforming in a really big way, sometimes internally we don't understand how much we need energy to do that transformation process, to go towards a butterfly. So it makes sense now that they need to recharge and make sure that home is a sanctuary, and that doing all the right things to accompany this transformation process.
That you're flushing all of the toxin, that you're flushing out of the old, and that you're regenerating your body and your mind, your aura and everything. So you need that safe space, yet like a butterfly, to be able to build this new you while you're transforming.
I love that. Well, beautiful message. I hope you appreciated it. Libras, you're going to be brand new people, brand new butterflies after the month of October. I love that. And now talking about transformation, we have Scorpio on the line. Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. So let's talk about you, Scorpios. First of all, we have on October 2nd, a Libra new moon solar eclipse in your 12th house. So it's going to activate your house of dreams, of recharging, of regeneration, of spiritual work. So it's a very spiritual eclipse for you guys, for you Scorpios. And it's going to also be the last eclipse activating your 12th house. So you've undergone a huge process of transformation within your health, physical, mental, also within your spirituality for the last year and a half. And this one is the last one in your 12th house. So the last one that it's also a very karmic house. So you probably had a lot of very karmic experiences, a lot of things that you had to let go from past lives also within the last year and a half. So this one, you're going to be happy to know that it's going to be the last eclipse in your 12th house for years, 8 or 9 years. I'm not sure exactly. I'm going to verify this. But so this is opening up a whole new chapter with being more connected to your higher self. The 12th house is your soul also. So you are likely completing an important karmic phase regarding relationships. And now, because it's in the sign of Libra, let's not forget, now you are ready to open up a new chapter with more balance, communication, and harmony. And you are also letting go of a lot of past lives pattern regarding relationships at the moment of this eclipse. Well, you've done the work also, but this one marks the end of this transformational work. So what I like for water signs is that this eclipse is making a grand water trine. So we have Venus here in your sign, in the sign of Scorpio, making a trine to Mars here in the sign of Cancer, and to Saturn in the sign of Pisces. So for any of the water signs, I feel like it's going to help you tremendously process a lot of emotions. And this alignment is helping you magnetize all the best regarding relationships, because Venus will be in your sign in that grand water trine, Scorpios. So you will start to magnetize everything that you've, let's say, all the best of the transformational work you did with in regards to relationships. You're going to be able to magnetize the best towards you. You might also start a new project around this eclipse, especially regarding spirituality or arts or communication. Although if it's a communication project, because Mercury is there, it's going to be behind the scenes because it's still in the 12th house. So it's not ready to be in the limelight yet if it deals with communication. But it could be also something regarding spirituality, as I said, arts. It could be a retreat, a spiritual retreat, or you can plan a faraway travel around that time. Mercury is the planet of planning, and you can also be planning to open up a retreat center, for example. So anything that is spiritual, artistic, or deals with faraway travel, it's a really good period to be planning that. Okay, so if we talk about karmic relationships, there could be a karmic partner from a past lives showing up in your life to bring healing around that time. Or you could start a new phase with a relationship with someone that you've known from past lives, so a karmic partner, but opening up a brand new part of that relationship with more understanding of the karma that you share together, and letting go of the past karma that you share together to open up to more harmony and balance. It's making a T-square to Mars in your 9th house. So this is the planet that's going to bring a little bit of let's say, tension to that eclipse. So there could be decisions regarding traveling, regarding immigration, legal affairs, foreigners, relocation, or teaching coming up for Scorpios. Also, some relationships that do not align anymore could be leaving your life, because it's the 12th house, the house of letting go, especially in a contractual form, Libra. And also, the good news about that is the karma associated with that, the past karma, will be lifted. And I feel like you're going to feel a lot lighter after this eclipse, Scorpios. Then let's talk about the full moon in Aries that's going to activate your 6th house. So 6th house is all about work, about daily routine, health. So for Scorpios, you could be struggling around this time to finalize a work project that will need you to push forward because it's making a grand square. So there could be obstacles, challenges, potential conflicts coming your way, but you're pushing through. The good thing about this grand square is that it gives you the drive you need to make changes and to push through obstacles. So you will need to push harder to bring things to fruition. There could be conflicts, challenges in regards to content, to learning, to teaching, to traveling, to import-export. Also, there could be some health-related challenges around this eclipse. Not eclipse, but full moon. But as I said, eclipse, it means that it's going to be a strong one. I think it's a sign. Forcing you to purge out the toxicity or any toxic situation in your environment. So I think this is the best way to really use this full moon with that grand square, is that to use it to bring to your awareness what is toxic in your environment. It could be also in your health. It could be, for example, you're consuming something on a regular basis, like a product, and then you realize that there's a bunch of chemicals that are not helping your health. Like, just an example. But it's likely something that you do every day, a little bit every day, but it's not helping you in the long run. So the day-to-day for Scorpios around this full moon will likely be a bit challenging, but you can push through the challenges with because I feel like it's going to bring positive change and healing, especially because it's connected to Chiron in your 6th house. So there's this big healing energy also available. Sophie, what can we tell the Scorpios for the month of October? Yes, we're in October.
Okay, the die is cast.
Okay.
Destiny is there. I feel like it's super interesting. I feel like it's about, and I'm going to confirm with the tarot cards, but I feel like it's about what you have done in the past is leading you to what is coming. So you don't have to worry because the control is not in your hands. So for some people, it's going to be some really bad news. For some people, it's going to be really good news. Some people like to have this free will and this control. I feel like we're not going to be in that amount of free will, but really, like, it's 12th house, like you said. It's really the big topic. So I feel like we're at the end of a cycle. We have to release some stuff that unfortunately we don't have the power over. But don't worry, whenever it is from the universe, it's always something that is meant for us, for our greatest good overall. So it is always the biggest picture, of course. So when we look at the big picture, we do see where it's always good. Sometimes at first it doesn't appear to be good, but it's always good. So I feel like it's going to be big fated changes, big fated changes. Let's see with the tarot card. That's super intriguing. We have the Fool and the Emperor. So right away, we have two major arcana. So a brand new beginning. And the Emperor was not really concerned in the planning of it all. So again, it really makes sense with this card of the Destiny. So I don't see the Empress in there. So you are not really, you're not really somebody that is going to be aware of what everything will be moving and how it's going to be happening, but you will be the one that is going to be in the action. With the Fool, it says release your expectation, release the stuff that needs to be released. Also, it says stop. It says the bus stop, but we have the word stop. This person is sitting down, ready to go. So there could be moving, there could be, like you said, changing of destination, changing of countries for living, immigration. There is most likely steps that are going to finally move forward, but it's already, the seed was already planted in the past. So for October, it's really more about what you have done is getting you the rewards you're getting for October, and it's out of your hand now.
And also that makes sense because we're going to be soon in Scorpio season. So before we are in that manifestation season for Scorpios, we're first letting go of the old chapter, and it seems like a more destined phase. But also I love that we have the Fool there because it's giving a lot of hope to Scorpios who have been going through like a huge karmic phase of letting go of past karma. And now it's like we're embarking on a totally new journey, and especially getting ready for your birthday season with a lot of new opportunities.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to say with this is that on this Fool card, we have this road that doesn't have any obstacle for a while before we're hitting the mountains. So if you had a rocky ride from the last months, it's going to be smooth for the few months that is coming before you have the mountains. So really enjoy what is coming. There is no really big free will in this. We always have some, but most things are just going to be fated changes, and you just have to trust in the universe.
And is that Hollywood we see on the mountain?
Yeah.
Okay, so I love that. So Scorpios, get ready to be a star in whatever you're doing once you get to your birthday season. I love that. Okay. And not to say that Hollywood is great, it's just like we're taking the symbols for what they are. Or turning them into positive. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sophie, for that reading. Now let's move to our next sign, Sagittarius. So here is what we have for Sagittarius: sun, moon, or rising. So first, there's going to be an eclipse on October 2nd. It's a Libra new moon solar eclipse, and Sagittarius is going to activate your 11th house of networks, friendships, big projects. So there's a new start there regarding your networks, social media projects. That also demands that you let go of something else, because we have the South Node involved in this eclipse. So South Node talks about the dissolution of something from the past. It could be a past karma. It could be something that doesn't feel spiritually aligned, in order for you to open up a brand new chapter. And this is a new moon eclipse. So it's something big for the future that we're opening up. It's at a Capricorn degree, and it's falling on a fixed star that talks about future and prophecy. So there is this idea of whatever started around this time, October 2nd, is going to be for the long term. This is also going to be the last eclipse for a number of years, activating your 11th house. So this is the last graduation eclipse of the big transformational process that you've done in your entourage, in your environment, in your friendships, in your networks, social media. So for Sagittarius, it means that you've undergone a whole process of transformation. And not just the 11th house, but the axis of 5th and 11th house. But we're still going to have a last eclipse in that axis in the beginning of 2025 in your 5th house. But this one's the last one in your 11th house. So meaning you probably transform your environment, your friendships, your social media, your project, your online project. If you're organizing events also, but also the 11th house talks about your long-term dreams. So probably that you've changed those, or life universe has directed you towards new dreams, new projects for the long term, new things you'd like to achieve. So this is the last one. And as a graduation eclipse, you're allowed now to open up something totally new that will align with that new vision you have for yourself. So it could be for you Saggies, a new online collaboration or a new big project. It could be online, social media, because the 11th house deals with that. Also, 11th house can deal with alternative way of healing. Also big groups, big masses of people. So it could be an event you're planning. It could be a new platform you're setting up, a new online platform, a new social media, or a new strategy using communication, content, social media, because Mercury is also part of this eclipse. So it's highly intellectual. It's about planning. It's about social media. It's about being seen by a lot of people. So you could also be starting a project that will allow you to be seen in front of a lot of people. It could also be something artistic, a Libra. And generally speaking, I think it's going to be a very social time for Sagittarius, and also a really good time to make new connection that will bring you really far in regards to what you'd like to achieve in this lifetime. So it's a really good time to pair up with like-minded individual that could get you far. So talk, go to events, make time to make connection, especially like-minded connection, of course. And the only kind of bummer in this eclipse is that we have a T-square to I was going to say Uranus, no, Mars in your 8th house. I don't know why I said Uranus, that's interesting. But Mars in your financial 8th house could give you, let's say, financial decisions to make. There's this huge transformation energy in your 8th house, and Mars wants change. The 8th house wants also change. So there is this death and rebirth energy that is part of this eclipse for you. Although I feel like it's very positive for Sagittarius in your 11th house, just keep in mind that Mars in the 8th is a bit restless. They want this revolution. And then on October 17, we'll have a full moon in Aries, and that's going to activate your 5th house. So this one is going to be challenging because it's making a grand square. So we'll have the sun there in your 11th, the moon very close to Chiron in your 5th house, and then we'll have Pluto opposite Mars, making that big square. So that means basically that there are lots of changes around the corner for everybody, but also for you, Sagittarius, coming with challenges, potential conflicts. So a lot of tension. The universe is presenting us with a lot of tension in order for us to change things. So you will likely have to let go of something that allow you to shine or didn't allow you to shine the way you wanted with Chiron there, with the moon. Or a situation that it didn't allow you to be as creative as you truly wanted to be, 5th house, or out of alignment with your creative energy, with the way you want to present yourself, the way you want to express yourself to the world. So just the fact that I had trouble saying that says a lot. So maybe you were not able to express yourself properly in the past creatively, or just to be who you are at your core. But nonetheless, I think there is a lot of healing of your creative energy around this full moon, although it will be challenging, not comfortable. I think the end result is very positive because it's going to have you face your fears. And for some Saggies, you will likely face your fears of being front and center. Also, the other thing that is connected to this grand square, it's all falling in financial houses for Saggies. So letting go of financial fears, letting go of that lack mentality that there's not enough for everybody, or there's not enough place to shine for everybody. There is. Letting go also of anything toxic within your energy exchanges with others, including the financial side of things. And big changes are up, especially for Sagittarius on the horizon. And it's going to test your ability to remain authentic and true to yourself, because it's going to highlight this 5th house of authenticity and healing what is not. So curious to see what the cards have to say for the Saggies for the month of October.
Let's see what we have. Oh my God. Do you see this revolution era? So it says
Wow.
3 times, I don't care.
I have a
Wow.
song in my head now.
That's really interesting that we get this. So this definitely this Mars is doing a lot of change. Let's pull some cards.
I had the icon of pop song in my head now. I don't care.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. We don't have the same repertoire, so I didn't have that song. Okay, we have the 4 of Wands, and in this it says deal, partnership, committed to a goal. And we have the card of the Lover, a common goal, facing a decision, beneficial partnership. So this change of goal, this change of the vision for the future can absolutely be in terms of a partnership, in terms of a future that you see for yourself in one area of your life or many area of your life that is changing. And this is the energy for me of October that I'm seeing in lots of signs, is this energy of authenticity and letting go of what others has to say. And I see it right there with a lot of this Mars energy for you guys, because it is showing up as not only are you going to follow what is for you, your path, but you are also going to not accept any kind of pressure at all with this card of saying, I don't care. So people may try to convince you, people may try to guilt you into something, but you are going to go your own way. And there is a reviewing of your goals. There is a reviewing of who is going to do it with you in any area of your life. And you are going to find the perfect ways to, maybe not on first try, but you're going to find the perfect ways that you are seeing it in your mind to get to that goal with this partner. Is it in love? Is it in a partnership of a business? Is it even creative, just for fun? Maybe you want to have this new skill, or you want to start a new practice, and you are going to find a perfect partner to do it with. So you are in a safe place, so you are having fun. It doesn't have always to be the big things in life, even though this month is talking about a lot of big fated changes, but be open also to the small one, that when they are changing your life on a day-to-day, they become a really big change. And they become a change that is profound, even though it is maybe just your partner of hiking that you're changing, that has a new way of doing conversation with you, a new energy to bring, maybe new music, I don't know, new places to go. There is this unapologetic energy that you're going to come from in the month of October, that is reshuffling your cards and really seeing how you want to see it in your life.
I love that. And the first card that you picked, I don't know the word in English, the porte-voix, this instrument that she uses to scream. It really talks about, for me, like the 5th house of being able to express yourself, let's say, unapologetically. So I love that.
Yeah.
For Sagittarius. And that, to me, it screams freedom, which is kind of the main goal for Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm just going to drink a lot of water because I don't know why I'm having trouble with my throat chakra, and because maybe it's the end of the video.
Or maybe you need to scream, I don't care, 3 times.
Maybe I need to scream because my moon is in Sagittarius and I need to liberate. I don't care. Okay, love it. Thank you so much, Sophie, for that. Let's move to our next sign, Capricorn. So for Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising, let's look at the month of October for you guys. So important eclipse, October 2nd. We have a Libra new moon solar eclipse at 10 degree in your 10th house. So, okay, 10 degree is the degree associated with Capricorn. The 10th house is the house associated with Capricorn. So needless to say, there is a lot of emphasis about your sign. So it's going to feel very destined. It's going to be feeling very future oriented for you guys. And it's going to be feeling a lot about your public life, your career, your reputation. So everything is on the line for you, not in a negative way, but there is like a big portal of energy opening up for Capricorn that is going to feel very important for the future. So this is the last eclipse that it's going to activate your 10th house of Capricorn for years to come. So we are at the very end of this transformation of the Aries, Libra eclipse activating your 4th and 10th house. So meaning in the last year and a half, you had to transform your personal life, your professional life, and the balance between both. And now this one is highlighting the fact that it's the end of the huge transformation process in your career. And with that graduation eclipse, the universe is allowing you to open up a whole new chapter within your public life, your life mission, your career. So very, very, very important time for Capricorns. So the steps that you're going to take around this eclipse are going to be pivotal for your future. So I wrote, you transform your career, status, public life in the last year and a half, and now you're ready to open a whole new chapter with more balance, Libra, harmony, and also respecting your inner balance. Because remember, I talked about this personal life, professional life balance, and as a good Capricorn, you're probably very inclined towards career and work, and it's also important that you integrate more balance within your life in order to also appreciate the people around you, your family, your home life, of course. This eclipse is interesting because it's close to the South Node, which talks about letting go of an old professional identity and moving on with a new one. So this eclipse requires of you that you let go of, let's say, maybe a way that you were presenting yourself to the world, a way that you were thinking about your life mission or your career. And now you're allowed to open up something new with more balance, with more integration also of your divine feminine, divine masculine balance. So for you, Capricorn, there could also be a new professional project because we have Mercury with this eclipse. So a new project around communication, social media, an online project, a learning, teaching project, online media or online platform that is starting around this eclipse that is allowing you to base, let's say, to create a new structure for your career or whatever you want to offer to the world. Also, it's a good eclipse to appear differently to the public because the 10th house is how you show yourself to the world. So you can have a new image, Libra, new pictures, new professional pictures, new branding, new strategy. So it's a really good time to release that around October 2nd or just the month of October. The only bummer around this eclipse is that it's making a T-square to Mars in the 7th. So there could be a lot of tension around partnerships, relationships around that. Or also Mars could be pushing you to make some decisions regarding partnership, collaborators who align with your vision and who doesn't, and you'll have to likely make decisions for that, Capricorn. And also forgot to say, but there could be legal affairs going on around this time, parallel or integrated within whatever is starting around that time. Okay, now let's look at October 17. We'll have a full moon in Aries, and that's going to activate your 4th house. So very challenging full moon for everybody. And that's going to be an important one for Capricorn because the grand square is going to activate all of your angular houses. So important decisions coming in your personal life that are going to affect also your professional life, especially at home where a cycle is completing itself for Capricorns. There could be also, because it's going to be conjunct Chiron, so big healing energy for family relationship with your children, or close ones. So there is this huge healing energy, and also that's going to probably resurface a lot of past wounds regarding family, how you've been brought up. There could be also conflicts within a relationship. Mars is there in your 7th house. But the good thing about this this challenging full moon is that there is a lot of potential for letting go of toxicity, bad habits, toxicity within your environment. Pluto's there in your sign still a couple of days, months before it moves out of your sign for good. But while it's in there, it's making this opposition to Mars. So it's a really good time to use it to push away what you no longer want in your life, in your environment, in your that could influence your family, your home, the energy in your home. So really try to be mindful about what comes up around this full moon. And you will likely need to make some choices to guarantee you're focusing on your well-being and the well-being also of your family, of your close ones. Sophie, can we look at the cards for Capricorns for the month of October?
Yes, let's look. So a lot of the family topics that you talked about, home, family, is coming through my cards. Let's take your oracle to start. It says, let's go out of our comfort zone. Okay, interesting.
The turtle. That's cute.
And we have 2 of Cups. We have 10 of Swords. I don't know why I took more, but I took more, so I'm just going to go with it.
Extra for Capricorns.
Yeah, absolutely. You deserve
because
it.
they've been dealing with Pluto for so long, they deserve extra cards.
Yeah, absolutely. Page of Cups and 5 of Swords. So I think you're very comfortable when it comes to career, investment of yourself, but you're going to be called with feelings. And this month, you're going to be called to open up your heart, open up your feelings, and to be more present in children life or pets' lives. For me, it's the same energy with the Page of Cups. You're going to have to be more present with relationships, your friends. You're going to have to be more in your heart. And probably because those cards are surrounded by those kind of swords, it has been a tough lessons in the past. So you could have been dealing with that kind of lesson for a long time, where the balance between, yes, you're amazing when it comes to being committed, you're amazing when it comes to productivity or the work, but you need to be more in your heart. And there is things that are going to ask you more, maybe romance, more maybe feeling talk. And there is, I think, something to repair in this that is going to ask you to get out of your comfort zone. Don't forget, we get a turtle. We don't have something really fast. So it is not expected of you to be perfect day one. It is not expected of you to make all of those change day one, but it is expected of you to really make small steps in that direction and to show up your commitment that you're so good at in your personal life as well. And it could also be showing support to your colleague. It could also be showing support in maybe your clientele, your patient, depending on what is your job. But you're going to have to open up with your heart this month.
I love that. And plus, the North Node is still in your 4th house, which is kind of your emotional intelligence until the end of the year. So I love that the focus is there for Capricorn. So it's getting out of your comfort zone when your zone is career, work, working hard. So I love that. And I love the little turtle, which shows a lot of vulnerability to me.
Yeah, and vacation, right? It's coconut. So maybe you're going on a vacation trip.
Where it's really hot and you can only wear this. I love it. Thank you, Sophie, for that. And now let's move to our next sign, Aquarius. So for Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, let's look at the astrology first. and then we'll look at tarot cards for you. So first of all, October 2nd, we have a Libra new moon solar eclipse activating your 9th house of teaching, international affairs, travels, spiritual help, spiritual guidance. Teaching, learning, I said that. So all of that is being activated one last time with this eclipse. So this is the last eclipse in your 9th house of this series of eclipses that we've had for the last year and a half, until a lot of years. So, and I love the fact that it means that for Aquarians, you had to do a whole transformation process around this axis 3rd and 9th, which is all about learning, teaching, all at the same time. So you had to learn a lot of new things. You had to communicate probably even more, learn how to be to become an expert in your field, 9th house. Also, you were probably doing things you never done before, getting out of your comfort zone, 9th house, traveling more. And this one, because and also the 9th house is your belief system. So also getting rid of limiting beliefs regarding what you can do, where you cannot do. 3rd house is also how you think. So you've done a lot of work regarding that in order for you to expand your consciousness even more, 9th house, to feel even more connected to your higher self, feel even more connected spiritually. And this is kind of the graduation eclipse of the series, allowing you to open up a whole new cycle with more harmony, more beauty in your life, feeling more guided spiritually, and feeling like you have the right people by your side to support you also. Libra. Connection also to your true self is the 9th house. Letting go of old beliefs and replacing them with a more balanced and harmonious vision of your future. Okay, so this eclipse is happening at the 10th degree of Capricorn, which deals about your vision for the future. 9th house is also about how do we envision. It's like standing on top of a mountain and looking at the horizon and making plans basically for the future with a higher perspective. So understanding what your soul wants to experience, how you're supported by your guides, your team, and just making plans from a higher frequency state of mind. So I love that about this eclipse for you guys, for Aquarians. What else did I want to say here? Oh yeah, it could be on a more 3D level. It could be starting a new learning process or a teaching venture, or you're going to be starting not just like regular school for it's a way to how do we say that? It's not necessarily like a literal school, but in the school of life, you're going to be starting a whole new chapter. But it's not like an elementary school or high school. It's like a university. So you're going to be really focused on mastering something. So you're starting this whole process in the 9th house, Aquarians. It could be literally going to school, but you're going to be mastering something. So it's not just starting something. It's about becoming an expert in the field. Also, it could be a new travel. So you could be either planning a new travel or actually going on a new travel. That could be very spiritual or feel destined because the South Node is going to be there. Or you could also be meeting foreigners or people from a different background or culture or religions that are very karmic in the sense that you've had past lives connection with, and it's going to help you evolve and see life in a totally new perspective. Also, you could be partnering up with someone that feels very spiritual, expanded, someone from a different cultural background. As I said, you could be meeting someone in another country, and that's going to expand your way of seeing life. And then on October 17, we have a full moon in Aries that's going to activate your 3rd house. So this full moon is going to be very challenging for everybody. But I feel like for Aquarius, it's going to be more psychological because it's going to fall in your 3rd house of thought process, communication, writing, speaking. So you could be around this time finishing up a project. There's likely going to be challenges in the air, potential conflicts as well, because it's making a grand square. So a lot of tension is going to be building up until this full moon in Aries. So this axis is the full moon with Chiron, and then we have Pluto about to step back into your sign, so very close to your ascendant degree, and then Mars. So there is a lot of tension or a lot of pressure for you to complete this thing you are working on. You could be there could be a learning project, a course, a communication project, a speech, a writing project that you have to submit. Lots of pressure, potential conflicts and setbacks that will need to be overcome. But it's going to also propel you into making important decisions and embracing change, because it's all happening in mutable houses. So the mutable houses are all about changing, perfecting, letting go stuff that no longer align with our future. And also removing toxicity and low frequencies from your day-to-day and your health, because Mars is going to be there. And in your 6th house of day-to-day, of work, of health, Pluto almost in your sign. So it's time to let go of what's not helping you, what's not for your highest good in your day-to-day, in your own, let's say, local environment, since Pluto is so close to coming back into your sign. Sophie, what can we tell the Aquarians for the month of October?
Okay. So it's the card of you are good enough as you are right now, infinity and infinity. So interesting. I think this is the thought process that you are going to go through for this month. It's about how you view yourself. And because we have this loop of infinity and infinity, I feel that this is something that is coming up often in your thought process. You often have to change how you are talking to yourself, how you're viewing yourself. If you are working out, you need to really see the progress in your mind and have goals that are making sense. If you are really perfectionist, you need to do the same, having goals that are more, that are, I don't want to say, what is the word I'm looking for, Julie?
I don't know.
You need to have goals that are attainable, achievable, and you need to let go of what is pushing you on this eternal quest of wanting to be this perfect person that is not achievable. And this month it's showing up in your day-to-day. So there is something that maybe you need to review what you are doing. It could be in your routine. It could be in your work, with the people around you, in your health, but it is definitely showing up in your health. So let's take 2 cards of tarot. We have the Knight of Wands right there with this full moon in the background. And we have this 10 of Swords. So it sounds really bad, but it's actually really positive, because this first one is chasing away the darkness with the light, with passion. So I'm really sensing that there is this huge purge that is going to come up with this full moon. And there is this huge purge that is coming to come up with your motivation, your passion, and movement for some of you. It could be movement forward project, movement forward physically, movement forward with any type of dreams that you have, development, even in your mind, just moving forward in some kind of way in a project in your mind. And we have a 10 of Swords with a rainbow over it. Where do you see this? It's really unique. So even though there is the darkness to those cards, they are extremely positive. We are putting something to an end, and this is like an enemy. That could be your little voice inside, your inner sabotage voice, that you're finally saying you're done. And we have this rainbow over it, like this is finally battle that you have won. We have the card of the Infinity with this. So don't forget, it is something that you will have to continue to work on, continue to practice. But overall, you're putting an enemy to rest. This could be an outside enemy. This could be a person that, as you grew up, had a lot of importance for you and was not giving you the right words, the right message, the right energies, and you kept that inside. Now we're purging this. We're really releasing this from your life. We're putting an end to the darkness, and we are just bringing back this sense of overall, I can do it, and overall, I'm capable of having good things, and I trust in me. So it's showing up as an inner strength, really, really strong this month, that is going to help you to achieve everything you're starting.
And look at the light, all of a sudden it's coming all the way. So it's very bright, very light. I love that for Aquarians. And it's interesting because the eclipse is in the 9th house. We have the other full moon in the 3rd, which is an axis all about the thoughts, the psychological realm. And you had the 10 of swords, which also the swords all about the mental realm. So I think whatever's dying is something like you're going to transform on a psychological level, and it's going to be very, very positive. This is what I see.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sophie. Let's now move on to our very last sign. So for Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, let's look at the month of October for you guys. So first of all, on October 2nd, we have a Libra new moon eclipse, and that's going to activate your 8th house of big transformation. Well, Pisces, first of all, you're going to be very happy to see that this is the last eclipse that will activate your 8th house of death, rebirth, and transformation for a number of years. So you are completing the transformation of this axis. There will still be one eclipse in the beginning of 2025 in Aries, which will definitely complete this axis. But nonetheless, this is the last one in your 8th house in Libra. So what that says is that you probably did a lot of shadow work, of inner transformation, letting go of, let's say, toxicity, of self-sabotage patterns, of any kind of issues that were holding you from achieving what you can really achieve in your lifetime. So you've been doing a lot of letting go, of purging, of work there. And I love that this is the last eclipse, and this one is opening up a brand new chapter because it's a new moon eclipse. But we have the south node there. So still there is something that we're letting go, but we're ready to open up a new chapter. So to me, it really talks about this death and rebirth principle. And we're ready to be rebirthed, basically, for the Pisces. And this new chapter will allow you to let go with ease and to start a brand new chapter with more balance, Libra, love, and harmony. Also, because the 8th house is really karmic, and oftentimes it can talk about a karmic partner. So there could be a karmic relationship leaving your life, or just a karmic pattern that you've experienced over and over with different partners, with different people that you meet. While another relationship or another relationship phase might be opening up. So, or we could be talking about the same person, but we're letting go of like the past karma, anything that was heavier. And now we're ready to open up a brand new chapter with someone that feels, I feel like whatever case applies to you, still it is someone that we've had a lot of past lives with, because the south node is there. Also, we could have important conversations with a partner or with a relationship, because Mercury will be very close to that eclipse. And for you, Pisces, because you are a water sign, there is a beautiful water grand trine that is helping you release what you have to release around this eclipse, and also helping your relationships flow in the right direction. So we have Saturn that's in your sign, we have Venus in Scorpio, and then we have Mars in Cancer, all of that making this beautiful grand trine and helping all of us, but especially the water signs, to flow and to let go and to be in the flow, and especially with relationships, because this is a Libra eclipse after all. The only thing that's kind of a bit challenging is that T-square to Mars that's in your 5th house. So make sure you are expressing yourself and your need to feel love, because otherwise it could be acting up like as a passive aggressive energy, and that could, let's say, be experienced as something that is being held in your body, and that's not making you feel good. So make sure you are able to express it in a healthy way, and that could also be through art, 5th house, to creating something, to creative expression. So make sure you are using that to your advantage. But otherwise, Mars is also part of that grand trine. So if you are indeed, let's say, plunging into your emotions, I think it will be a really good thing. And you can also feel the need to create more, to feel more free to create around this eclipse. And then we have a full moon in Aries on October 17. That's going to activate your 2nd house of finances, resources, self-value. And this is a full moon that's going to be conjunct Chiron. So first of all, there could be a project that brought you some form of revenue that may come to a close. So there could be just the end of a project, which could bring some form of revenue. Not gonna lie, it's gonna bring a load of challenges, potential conflicts, tension, or just more work in order to get it done, because it's making a grand square in your financial houses. So we have Mars, Pluto there, and then we have the full moon, which is going to be in this axis for you, Pisces. There could also be a specific financial situation or income that is coming to a close. There's a lot of tension around this full moon, and it's forcing you to change your strategy basically around finances, and to change also the way that you give and take with energy, talking very generally about energy, because finances is just a form of energy. So it's kind of asking you to strategize differently, to do it in a different way, in something that will support you for the long term. This is a really good moon, full moon, to let go of toxicity in your environment. Also cutting out people, past karma situation that feel toxic, that don't feel like they are supporting you. Also, just be mindful about your energetic environment. So what type of content you consume, what do you eat, what music you listen to, what people you surround yourself with. So that will have a high impact on this full moon, especially because you are Pisces and you are like a sponge with energy. And especially because I feel like a lot of people will be agitated. There will be a lot of like shadows, everybody's shadows coming out in the open. So just try to protect yourself as much as you can, Pisces, because oftentimes you can pick up on other stuff that is not yours, and because it will be very agitated around this full moon. But on the good side of things, this full moon could push you towards your financial goals even more, into having more drive to go in the direction of what you'd like to manifest, especially financially, especially regarding your self-value, your finances, your resources. So now let's look at the cards for Pisces for the month of October.
Stop repeating the same thing again. Okay.
I thought you were going to say that to me. I was like,
Oh my God, no. Okay.
That's so funny.
So interesting that we have this, because that means that we are getting rid of a pattern, we're getting rid of a karma, we're getting rid of something that you keep repeating, and we are it's a record, right? So we can also see that you need to get rid of what you're watching, listening to, the energy around that is not aligned for you. So if you're always watching a murder show or things that are not aligned, it may be the right time to stop doing this. And I'm talking to myself too with this energy, of course. So there is this idea of breaking free from a pattern. Let's take some cards. Which cards for you? Let's take my friend's deck because that's the one that is closest to me. So let's see what we have. 8 of Pentacles. And it's funny because he is repeating his lines. And we have the oracle that says, stop repeating the same thing again. So that's very interesting. There is, and okay, I will have to be a little bit of a nerd here. So everybody that doesn't know Friends, I'm sorry about this. So right in the back of this card, it says, smell the fart technique. And this is something that only Friends fans will understand. I will explain. It is a technique of acting that we are learning in the show, where when you don't remember your lines, you have to pretend like you're smelling a fart for a second. So you get a second to remind your line. So it's like this.
That is very funny.
So it's interesting that we have those two combined so far, and it's asking us to take a moment, take a breather to yes, remind yourself of not saying the same thing that you're usually saying, not repeat the same thing that you would do normally. So take a moment to go elsewhere, and let's see the last
to smell
card.
the fart.
To smell the fart.
Wow.
So interesting because all the cards are about like something else than what we have, and we get the only 2 cards that are combined, where we have him practicing and we have him on stage practicing his lines. Really interesting. So this is a Three of Pentacles, and it says that basically if you need to practice with somebody, a friend, before you are going to your boss to ask for a raise, or before you're going to a difficult conversation, or if you need some advice, really get this help from outside to be able to stop repeating the same patterns. And this is going to help you tons, because apparently we need that technique of smell the fart acting for this month, Pisces.
Wow. I just learned something new today. I love it. I love it. Wow. Okay. And that makes sense also because the eclipse is in the 8th house, which is very psychological, breaking away, and the South Node is there. So repeating a lot of past patterns also is coming up. So it's kind of saying whenever like you're in the moment and you're like, take a moment in order to not go on automatic pilot.
Yeah, exactly.
Not tap into like this loop again, because you're meant to go out of this loop.
And in the same time, since both cards are actually repeating your lines with the little script, I have it, script in his mind, in his hands. It's really interesting because it's to learn a new pattern. It's
so affirmations, I guess, could help a lot with Pisces.
And practicing also with somebody else, depending on your case. Absolutely. So
having new affirmation of like who you want to be, who are you manifesting, not victimizing you or not staying in that same character, because like you're playing a new character now. I love that. Thank you, Sophie. Hope it has helped all the Pisces over there. Thank you, Sophie, for that beautiful reading. Thank you, everybody, for being with us, sharing this special moment, and for looking at October predictions with all of us. If you are still there, please take a moment to like this video. Of course, if you did enjoy this content, share it with the people you love, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And we'll see you very, very soon. Thank you so much, Sophie, and goodbye, everybody.